Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're going to talk about how to build your credit, and we're going to have a special guest from Blacksteel. That's right. If you haven't gotten the link yet, a no credit check, no qualifying company. The CEO of Blacksteel, Brandon, is going to be with us this evening. And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check, and please like, subscribe, and click your bell so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. And thank you so much for being here. In case you're new here, we have the Wednesday night live. Everybody on the planet can watch it, but only members of the channel with the icons next to their name can actually ask questions in the chat on Wednesday nights. And today we're going to have the CEO of Blacksteel, as I mentioned in the intro. And so what I want to do is I will show you. We're having a little technical difficulties at first. So he's dealing with this camera right now, but hopefully we'll be able to get that corrected. But without further ado, let's talk a little bit about Blacksteel. I'm going to put it on the screen so you can see what we're talking about here. Premium rewards credit card for entrepreneurs, workers. It looks like he's joining us here now. So it's all a good thing. So we'll have him on in a second. But again, no credit check, no qualifying, a new fintech company. And Tiffany Young, welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate it. And she has the icon next to her name. Remember, everybody in the icons can ask questions this evening. Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial, welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday night live stream. I'm so happy that you're here. But first, let me tell you guys, I do have the Blacksteel link down below. So while you're listening to this awesome conversation about this awesome company, you can download the software for them and get that link going. Hello, SSN fam. All right, without further ado, let's see about adding Brandon. Brandon Stokes from Blacksteel, welcome to the SSN Nation.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
It's going great, man. I appreciate you being here this evening. Let's talk about Blacksteel. I'm excited. A fintech company.
Yes.
All right. So let's start with the first journey. Let's go with the most important thing everybody wants to know. Okay. Everybody always wants to know about, is it really no credit check, really no hard inquiry, really no soft inquiry?
Yeah. So we have a cash flow based underwriting model. We don't care about your credit at all. It's very simple to get started. Once we go live, you'll just connect your bank account. We'll be able to analyze your cash flow and just assign you an underwrite a credit limit based off that alone. We don't really need a lot of information. I don't care about your sex, your ethnicity, like your gender, like all those questions that are pretty typical on a credit application form. We don't care. We just care about cash flow.
Beautiful. All right. So we did have a previous discussion between us, but I'll go down the path. Okay. So in order to achieve that, you're going to use a certain platform that some people are familiar with. You're going to use the Plaid. For now.
Yep.
So maybe you can explain how that works so people understand why we started out with the no credit check, no qualifying, no soft inquiry. Why are you able to do that?
Yeah. So I guess let me understand what your question is. So you wanted to understand like what we're using for our service, like how.
There you go. Yeah. So people know what to expect when they do sign up. What'll happen?
So once we go live, we'll be using Plaid. Plaid is a very trustworthy service. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. We wanted to go with Plaid in the beginning because like people trust it, and we're a new company. So Plaid, you're signing with your bank account information, and with Plaid, they'll pull all your transactions. We'll be able to see those, and then we'll be able to underwrite you a credit limit based upon your transactions.
Beautiful.
Very simple and straightforward. It's not I think a lot of people don't understand what goes into credit. Credit's so like vague, and like our cash flow model is pretty simple and straightforward.
Beautiful. Well, that's what we love to hear. So that means nearly everybody can qualify.
Yeah. Yep.
It,
The only way you won't qualify is if like you just opened up a bank account, you don't have much history, right? But as long as you like safe to say at least 6 months of transaction history where you have steady deposit inflow and outflow of an account, you pretty much should qualify.
okay. All right. Now, there's a word that I don't usually like to use when somebody says, we're talking with Blacksteel,
Hmm.
credit cards, everybody understands. That means I
Hmm.
can charge something. That means I'm going to have a monthly payment later.
Hmm.
Is Blacksteel going to operate where I can charge, let's say, $50 now, and
Hmm.
then next month I get this $10 a month payment? Or is it like the charge card where whatever you charge, you're going to owe that within a set amount of days?
Yeah, so we're a charge card, and we'll start out with that model where you pay your balance in full 30 days. That's how we're able to offer no fees, no interest, all those. Like we want a pretty straightforward card. Really, like we want to get people in the habit of just using a credit-based card, like you would use your debit card every day for your general purchases. I think a lot of consumers, where they get things wrong, is they make very large purchases with the credit card, and they make very small purchases or like their everyday purchases with the debit card, and it kind of should be the other way around. Like from a fun, I used to be a wealth manager back in the day, and so from a wealth manager's perspective, you want to be able to like if you want to buy something big, you should have cash for it, right, or continue to save for it. And your everyday purchases, use your credit card. It's safe, it's more secure. We have fraud protection, and it helps your credit score, unlike a debit card.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. So that's a beautiful thing. So
Mhm.
here's the thing is okay, is there any fee involved? Monthly fee or annual fee?
No fees ever. We don't charge any fees. No transaction fees. No late fees. No annual fees. No fees. No fees
Man,
ever.
this sounds like a lot of winning so far.
Trying to. Trying
I
to.
like it. All right. No fees. Now, back to the charge card effect, though.
Mhm.
What about is this going to be due? Do you have it set yet where if somebody charges something, uses
Mhm.
the card, is
Mhm.
there a set day? Is it 7 days, 14 days, or 30 days? When do they
So
have to pay it off?
you can actually choose whatever you're most comfortable with. So we'll have either a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly payment schedule that you can however you feel most comfortable paying. So like I know a lot of people might want to sync it to their actual paychecks. If you get paid every 2 weeks, like you might want to the first thing you want to do is just pay your card off every 2 weeks when you get paid, so you can maintain a good balance, a zero
Beautiful.
balance.
All right. Now,
Mhm.
let's get into I don't know if you have this already set up or not, because remember, everybody, it is actually in, I don't want to call it a pre launch because people can sign up,
Mhm.
but there's going to be, not everybody's going to be approved right away. So, do
Mhm.
you want to go over the timeline
Yeah.
when you're going to launch officially?
Hmm. Hmm. So right now we're a small startup, only a few people at the company now. We're doing a lot of different things. We're fundraising, we're hiring, we're building the entire back end infrastructure out. These things take time. Working with banking partners. We're aiming for a Q4 launch, so probably like Q4, November, December. We'll issue our first batch of cards then. Those cards are going to be prioritized to people who have shared us the most. So we have our referral program. We're going to prioritize people who've referred the most people and work our way down that list. Majority of the cards, I would say that the bulk of cards, we already have almost 20,000 people on our list. So and that's only within the last like 6 weeks. The majority, I would say the bulk of the card deliveries will happen in Q1 and Q2 next year. But if you are helping us share and you're inviting people to the platform, then you'll be the first to get that card in Q4.
All right. You guys heard that. I believe if you do sign up with Black Steel right now, you do get a referral code, right?
Yep. So once you sign up, you'll get a referral code email. You also have a referral status link as well to see your referral status. And we're doing a promo right now. So if you invite somebody, if you refer somebody, both you and that person that you refer get a $30 credit to your Blackstone card once we launch. So
Ah,
it's a
I
really
didn't
good
know
promo.
about this, ladies and
Yep.
gentlemen. All right,
Yep.
repeat that. What do people receive?
So yeah, if you refer anybody to the platform and to Blacksteel, well, we will give you and the person that signed up. a $30 credit to your Blacksteel card.
All right, you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. The link is down below in the description so you can sign up, and
Yep.
then you got to refer other people. This is very
Mm-hmm.
simple. All
Mm-hmm.
right, I love that. I love that. All right,
Thank you.
now let's get into some other things regarding the credit. I don't know if you can tell everything that I'm about to ask, but I'm going to ask anyhow.
Shoot away.
Do you know if the credit is going to be reported as there's a thing called installment trade line
Mm-hmm.
or a revolving trade line?
Mm-hmm.
The differences are installment is like when you have your car payment where it's just a
Mm-hmm.
fixed payment.
Mm-hmm.
Revolving is when it uses your debt utilization. So that actually is another bucket that helps your credit score.
Yeah, so it'll be revolving.
Oh,
Installment, yeah, it'll be a revolving payment.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Another win, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you're ticking all the boxes.
trying
Good
my
grief.
best.
Right
Trying my
on. You're
best.
doing a great job, Brandon. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Brandon Stokes, the CEO of useblacksteel.com. And the link's down below in the description to sign up and get that $30 referral. Get it going, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I love it. All right. Let's see. Now, you have some other features that credit cards have, and you've
Yeah.
implemented those, such as the rewards points.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting as well. So can you explain how that works? Even though I believe it was 1%, it starts at 1%, it can escalate a little bit.
Yeah, so so basically our rewards are pretty straightforward. We have 1% cash back on all purchases. No points. We don't, I think the points can get tricky
Okay.
because people don't know how much they're worth. So we just do a straight 1% cash back on all purchases. We'll also be doing deals with select partners, select companies, whatever, where we can get up to more cash back with those partners. So we'll be releasing that list of partners and we'll continue to grow that list once we launch.
Oh, my goodness. All right. This is beautiful. Just getting
Mm-hmm.
better and better. Cash back. I mean, this is incredible. All right. Now, let's talk about something else, the cards themselves. I
Yep.
noticed you have a regular card,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like a metal or tungsten card.
Mm-hmm.
How does a person achieve or receive either one?
Yeah, so our traditional Blacksteel card would be a traditional, like, PVC credit card that will go to most people. Right now, what we're doing is people who refer up to 10 people will be our first batch of our metal cards. So we have quite a few people who've already referred more than 10 people already, and they'll be get that metal card. The metal card would be something that's incentive based, and the metal card also will come with like more partners. So we're kind of building out this program for our metal card that people hit certain metrics. So like you have a certain amount of payoff, so you paid off your card, for 6 to 12 months consecutively, maintain a good balance and things like that. So we'll reward people with those cards once they hit certain metrics. But we're kind of still building out that metal program out.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, well, we got to do a little thing here because I do have members of the channel, so I have to give a shout out every now and then for them and welcoming in. But okay, I'll get into this again. Somebody had to say refer credit $30. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Wilson Koo's in the house with the icon next to his name. Thank you so much for being here. He says, thanks, Brandon. All right.
Problem.
So nobody has any further questions regarding that. All right. Now, as far as when do you anticipate Q4 we start? But that's going to be for people who refer a certain number of people. They'll be the first batch. Q2 or Q1, Q2 of 2022, the first 6 months, let's say, is when the rest of the people will be into the program. All right. So is there anything else that I don't know about that you want to talk about that's going to be added to the Blacksteel program?
Yeah, so I can talk a little bit about our mobile app. So with the mobile app, I try to talk to a lot of customers throughout the week, people who are on our platform. And so a lot of times people get in trouble when it comes to credit by not understanding what their cash flow is and like what their credit versus their debit is. So like if I've spent 5,000 on my credit card and I only have 7,000 in my bank account, then it's like making sure that you have enough to cover the costs. And so like our mobile app is going to come with a lot of different features when it comes to being able to look at your entire financial profile and be able to make decisions, put spending caps on certain categories, put spending limits on certain things so that way you don't overspend, and then always give you a good reflection of what your balance is. So like if you have $5,000 in your bank account and you spent 1,000 on Blacksteel, you're going to see that you have $4,000 left, so that you can kind of easily manage your money. We're also going to be bringing a lot of other features down the road. We have a pretty fluid product roadmap that we've kind of built out for the next year. They're going to be developing. They're going to come with a lot of cool features to be able to manage your money a lot better and efficiently.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. That's what I like to hear, because
Mm-hmm.
that is part of helping everybody is managing the money. Once they see it on that mobile app, that's what I love about what you're doing as well. Then they'll see, like you just mentioned, I spend 3,000, but I only had four. Now I have the one left. Most
Mm-hmm.
people thinking credit wise, they're spend the three, and then they just go, oh yeah, I'm just going to pay $50 a month, and you really owe
Yeah,
the three. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's beautiful. I love that. That's going to help out a lot of people. Financial literacy, financial help. That's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. Tiffany
Mm-hmm.
Young's in the house with the icon. Once approved, are you automatically reviewed for a credit line increase after a set period of time? How is a CLI determined? And I don't know what she's referring to, but I guess it's credit line.
Yep. So good thing about the unique thing about what we do is our credit once we approve you for a credit limit, it's not a fixed credit limit like most credit cards where they say like, hey, you're approved for $5,000. So you kind of just stay there until you have to manually request one. Ours is dynamic since we always have access to your cash flow. We can dynamically adjust your credit limit if you get more cash, right? So as you
Huh.
build a bank account, you get a new job, you get more money, you have deposits to your account, you automatically increase your credit line because you have more cash. So our credit line is very dynamic.
Okay.
It can adjust on the fly.
So in other words, you mean when a person actually links with you, then
Hmm.
you're gonna continually have access to their flow? Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Yeah. So in order to maintain the card open and in active status, you have to keep your accounts connected to the Blacksteel platform.
Okay.
That's how we can determine and underwrite our credit cards, right? So it's not just a one-time thing, it's kind of continuous. And as you continue to grow your account or bank account or get new deposits in there, we can just write them in there without you having to manually request. We can just give you more access to more capital. So like
Oh,
if we know you have a job and you're making $5,000 a month, we'll give you a credit limit based upon that, right? And but if you have like, so you just got like another wave of money in, we'll increase your credit line automatically.
my goodness, man. FinTech City. I love what you're doing, Brandon. Again,
Hmm.
the CEO of Brandon Stokes here from Black Steel, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any
Hmm.
questions, please ask him in the chat room. And he's giving you information that, as far as I know, nowhere else you can get it other than on their website.
Yeah.
So, again, that's very important. And Curtis Davis, we call him Mr. Financial around here. He says,
Hmm.
Brandon giving details, financial literacy. That's it
Thank you,
exactly,
Curtis.
ladies and gentlemen. That's what we need. A lot
Hmm.
of people are hurting right now. So this
Hmm.
Black Steel credit card is going to come in handy. And I shouldn't even, what should I actually call this? Because I get caught up whenever you can actually charge and then pay later. I call it a credit card.
It
What
is.
is the term that you use for Black Steel? Do you call it a credit card or do you?
Yeah, we call it a credit card.
Okay. All right. So
Hmm.
we'll keep going with that terminology then.
Hmm.
Here we go. We have Tiffany Young, a member of the channel. Can you have a co-borrower on the card as well if they are in the bank account used? Okay.
Yeah, so in the beginning, depending on how our banking partner, so like because we're a fintech company, we have to work with a banking partner. So depending on how our banking partner, what do they allow us in the beginning, right? Because since this is very new and we're taking like a lot of risk because
That's right.
no other cards doing this, right?
No.
We have to kind of stay within with what they're comfortable with. Eventually, though, my goal is to be able to have multiple cards for a family. So like if you have two people in a joint account, they can both qualify for that card. If you have kids and you want to give them access to a card, you want to put like a $50 limit on there, we can issue a card to a kid or a cosigner to them, so you can in the app manage how much money they can spend on each card. So that is definitely something we plan on the future rolling out.
Wow. You are thinking of everything that can help people out.
Trying to.
My man, doing one hell of a job. Awesome. Okay, it is exactly coming up. Wilson Koo, Thank you so much. Is this also available in Canada? Which brings up the question: is it USA
Mhm.
only or international, or what's the territories?
Yeah, it'll be USA only. Now we'll be able to move to other countries. Canada probably one of the first ones because their banking regulations and rules are most similar. Really, when it comes to any type of fintech scaling to other countries, it's basically finding a banking partner that will do business with us. So because our underwriting model is very unique, in the beginning we'll just have to prove it out to banks so they get comfortable with it. Once our U.S. banking partner is cool with it and they're fine, and we've kind of proved to them over like a year or two that this makes sense, it'll be really easy for us to roll it out to other countries. But in the
Right.
beginning, it's US only.
Okay. All right. US. You mean banks in the US? Is that what you're saying? Because you have
Well,
to link to the
yeah.
bank.
So you only be able to use a US bank to use our card. Now, of course, you can use it anywhere around the world, right?
Right.
Once you have it, but you'll need to have a US bank
Okay.
to qualify.
So this is probably something for the regulators and lawyers and all that, but I'm just going to ask it anyhow,
Hmm.
because you could not be a citizen of the United States and still have
Hmm.
a U.S. bank account.
Yep. That's one of the beauties about it. Like we don't care about your social security number, none of that type of stuff, right? If you have access, if you can open a bank in the United States, then you can
Hmm.
qualify for Blacksteel credit card.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because there's ways to do it actually. Not that it's a common thing, because usually you have to have a
Hmm.
social security number, a TIN, or some number with a
Hmm.
bank account. But it can be done. So
Hmm.
that's what I was curious about. So how? We might be getting into an NDA situation. So Curtis Davis. So how many banks have you partnered with? 100 plus, or he puts in the NDA?
So So as a fintech, we only need to have one banking partner, and that banking partner basically just FDIC insure our card. Now, when it comes to if you like your question as far as like how many banks can connect to our platform, as many as Plaid can allow, right? Plaid is a huge company that's connected to several banks, as
That's
well as
right.
our banking as a service platform, which manages all our backend infrastructure. They're connected to all the banks in the United States. So I mean, you can use your card anywhere. You can use a MasterCard because our card would be a MasterCard. So you can use your card anywhere MasterCard is accepted. Um, and you can, as long as you have a US bank, you'll be able to qualify for our card.
Man, Brandon, I don't know what to say. This is something that is new. I know there is nobody else that is doing what you're doing. There's other companies that have come out that have attempted, but they started like a year ago or so. But
Yeah,
as we know, when you do something new, it's a long road
it
and there's
is.
obstacles. So if you're able to achieve, which I'm sure you are, everything you're saying, then this
Hmm.
blows away anything, even if it's a traditional credit card.
Hmm.
This starts turning into something totally different. You're encroaching upon Amex territory, basically.
Yeah, well, now's the time kind of to do these type of things. I think the cards and the companies that tried to do this a couple of years ago, honestly, like just the technology wasn't there yet. And so a lot of these companies had to build everything from scratch on their own. And anytime you're building something from scratch, there's going to be issues, going to be problems. You're going to under deliver because you're going to really understand how technical the space is. Fortunately for us, we've come in right at the right time where a lot of the companies that manage all of this stuff on the back end are up to par now and they've kind of vetted it and built everything out. So it makes it a lot easier for us to do it. And it doesn't take as much capital in order for us to roll it out. So we can do it quicker, cheaper, faster than a lot of companies like a year or two ago.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know a few companies, because I live in California and I watch
Hmm.
TechCrunch. So there's a few companies that actually
Yeah.
started talking about this like 4 years ago, and they still
Hmm.
haven't been able to
Hmm.
do it because, like you said, they had to build the infrastructure, which back then it was an unknown factor
It's
and
very hard.
costly. Yeah, so
Hmm.
that's great
Very
that
much
you
so.
come in at this time and can take advantage. All right, Wilson Koo
Hmm.
has that is good to know that you have the same access to the networks that other credit card companies have.
Hmm.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
That's why this is so special, ladies and gentlemen. Again, of course, I always have the link down below in the description to sign up for Blacksteel. And once you sign up, you guys better refer other people so you can get some of that reward money.
Hmm.
Don't want to be
Hmm.
left out, and you want to be
Hmm.
one of the first to get the card in the first place,
Yep.
especially that tungsten metal card.
Yeah.
Metal cards are always cool.
It's nice. It's very nice.
That's right. All right. So I think we almost have finished this portion, but there's another section we got to get into. Okay, a fintech was underwritten by a certain bank, but now they have own bank charter. It's interesting. Each state has different regulations. Oh yeah, you got that right. Exactly.
So, yeah, it's very hard. I think there's only bank that I know that has its own. So one, getting a banking license is impossible, especially for fintechs. Like it's like the covenant thing because once you have a banking license, you kind of if you just to go like deep in economics, like banks create money, right? They can underwrite model. They can also loan. They can also take. I mean, they can access capital very, very cheaply from the Federal Reserve. So those licenses are very, very coveted, and they don't issue them. And so the only fintech I think that I know that has a banking license is Vero or whatever.
Really?
Is the only one I think that's gotten a charter banking license. Every other fintech company is basically using another bank as doing a deal with a bank, just much like we are with a bank to utilize their banking license to run our service. And for that, they get a small commission fee from us.
Oh yeah. Exactly. All right, Diesel Mike is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday Night Live, and we're here with our special guest, Brandon Stokes from Blacksteel. And of course, it has the MasterCard logo, if I'm not mistaken. So can the card be used outside the U.S., like maybe the DR?
Anywhere MasterCard is accepted, our card is accepted. It works just like any other credit card. It's a MasterCard. MasterCard is a network that's handling all our cards. So anywhere MasterCard's accepted, our card's accepted.
All right. Beautiful. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I really love Blacksteel. I did a video about you guys probably a couple months back, simply because you're offering everything that we discussed tonight. And that helps out basically everybody 18 and over, right? You have to be 18 and over to sign up. So even somebody that's brand new who doesn't have any credit, now they can establish credit simply by linking their bank account. They don't even have to go out and get a traditional apply for a credit card. So that's beautiful. And I want to reiterate to everybody, the other beautiful thing that I like that you're doing is something that we kind of glossed over when you mentioned that you check a person's bank account numbers. And the fact that somebody could start out making, let's say, $2,000 a month. So you have a certain credit line. Then a person all of a sudden gets a well-paying job and it moves into $5,000 a month. So that in itself is very powerful because now a person doesn't have to call up and try to beg traditional companies and say, hey, I make more money. How come I can't get a credit limit increase? What's going on? That is major. So,
it makes it simple. It makes it easy.
Exactly. All right. Victor Marrero's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday Night Live Stream with Brandon Stokes, our special guest from Blacksteel. How will the platform differentiate between cash flow, bills, investments? Okay. For example, for automated investments, I have coming off my account. Is the system going to tag that as a bill or cash flow? All right. I don't know if he's programming, but we'll find out.
So we when we look at your bank account and your cash flow, we're gonna weight income. So income is going to be weighted a little higher than expenses. So as we see what your steady deposits are into the account, then we're going to weight that a little higher and underwrite more towards that number. As long as we know that you cover all of your expenses every month, and we can feel pretty confident that you're going to be able to pay off whatever credit limit we assign. So if we definitely weigh higher on income than expenses when it comes to your account.
Okay. All right. It makes sense because that's the basis of making sure that no matter who you are, if you're in business or even if you're a person, just like I'm wearing my shirt tonight, CEO of my life, everybody should act like a corporation where your expenses, your revenue and expenses, you should know those numbers all the time. So the fact that you're actually using that criteria to give
Hmm.
credit limits. That would only solve the problem for you, which you don't have to worry about somebody defaulting, and the
Hmm.
person themselves don't have to worry about not being able to pay it back. So it's a beautiful thing. Uh,
Yep.
can't go wrong with that. And does it matter about, speaking of that, is it month to month, or do you go over like a last 6 month period? Do you have any
When
idea on that?
we're looking at your cash flow,
Yeah. Yes.
yeah, so we want to pool as much as we can. So up to 2 years, right? Because
Okay.
the longer the history we can pool, the more confidence we can have in your ability to repay in the credit limit.
Okay.
And so, of course, we're going to weight, our algorithm definitely weights the more recent months than previous months, right? But looking at your cash flow, we can pull up to 2 years. We want to get as much data as we can to make a reasonable limit. And then we kind of, and then as the months, as your spending more time and money with us and our relationship continues to build, then we don't really care about maybe what you did 2 years or 2 years ago. We really care about the more recent months. But yeah, we definitely weight the past month to 2 to 6 months more than we would say like the last year.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to go over something again in case anybody has just joined us, because the no credit check, no qualifying, credit card, credit line that we're doing here, in case you just joined us, this is Blacksteel.
Hmm.
And again, there's a link down below in the description to register and sign up. But just to reiterate, it has nothing to do with your credit score, nothing to do with any hard inquiry, nothing to do with any soft inquiry. So everybody here just understand, they're going off of your bank account. So you're going to need a USA bank account in order to qualify for Blacksteel. That's
Hmm.
basically the only qualification.
Hmm.
All right. So I just wanted to reiterate that for everybody here. All right. Vanessa Kama Gates in the house with the icon next to her name. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Okay, does your card report to business credit as well as
Hmm.
personal credit?
Yeah,
Okay.
so right now, only personal credit. We haven't operated business is a different kind of flow. That's something we'd be interested in doing in the future. As of right now, in our initial launch, no, it'll just be personal.
Yeah, that's smart.
You can use it for your business if you're a sole proprietor business, like so if you have a sole proprietor or a DBA type of account, then you can use Blackstone. But for a business account, you won't report to the business.
That's right.
Credit.
And you could, yeah, you could actually implement it a certain way, but it's not designed for business at all, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
All right. Stephanie George, welcome to the SSN Nation Wednesday Night Live. If you have income going into two different banks, can
Mhm.
you use both for consideration? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So you'll be able to connect as many bank accounts as you have. So in the
Oh,
beginning, it'll just be bank accounts. Eventually, we'll be able to roll out, and this is something we'll kind of have to kind of custom build ourselves. We'll be able to roll out like investment accounts, any other type of like assets you have. You'll be able to connect to the platform to increase your credit limit.
oh my.
We have some people that I know, I had some people that I talked to that are on our wait list that are really asset heavy. So they have like, stock, 401k, investments, and their monthly income is pretty stable. They might be on Social Security or something like that, right? And so we want to take a full profile view of your entire, financial status to be able to say, hey, we can give you X credit limit.
Wow. Well, that's a
So
great.
to reiterate, in the beginning, it'll be just bank accounts you can attach. V1 of our products going to only allow one. V2, which should roll out quickly, will be able to you'll be able to attach multiple bank accounts. And then version 3 will be something where you'll be able to attach not only multiple bank accounts, but any type of investment accounts that you have as well.
Holy smokes. Brandon Stokes from Black Steel, the CEO, giving us plenty of information here tonight. And this helps everybody because a lot of people have more than one bank account.
For sure.
So you're allowing them to connect multiple bank accounts to help them with their credit.
Mhm.
This is incredible. Awesome. Awesome. I have 70. Here we go. Victor Marrero. I have 75% of my income going into one account and the remaining 25% into another account. I'm assuming the system will combine both banks, correct? That's so
Yep.
long. But you
Yep.
were saying
Mhm.
exactly. Oh, yeah. See, some people have to get ahead. Mr. Financial, Curtis Davis, talking crypto asset. Is that going to count?
Yeah. So that's definitely part of the build out from like a version 3, version 4. In the beginning, like V1's gonna be just like a single bank account. And by single bank account means like I'm saying like single bank. So like if you sign into Chase, we'll be able to see all the accounts that you have at Chase. But say if you have like Chase and Bank of America, that'll be considered two. So, that'll be part of the version 2 rollout. Now, when it comes to connecting things like Robinhood and Vanguard and things like that, like that's a version 3, version 4 of your product. We will definitely want to be able to do that. We're going to build those things out, but that's for sure going to happen. I'm a firm believer in crypto. I have a lot. I'm a crypto guy, so trust me, I want that. That's going to be part of the product for sure.
Right on. This is CEO of Blacksteel, Brandon Stokes, is in the house tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And I just can't believe what we're talking about. This is going to be a game changer. This is going to change the landscape of business banking, personal banking, credit card banking. He could actually up in the whole industry with this, because nobody's doing what you're talking about here. You're expanding beyond what's even available right now. And the traditional guys, they would never think of doing this. Ordinary people without checking their credit and all that. That's incredible. Man, I'm excited. All right. Now, I'm excited about some other things too.
Okay.
And we're going to go into something else. Let me show, I'm not going to show anything right now, but I just want to make sure we pretty much covered almost everything that could be covered on the credit card side. There's no new surprises that I don't think you withheld or anything, but you gave a lot of information that's not on the website. And so people here tonight, you guys are getting Q2, Q3, Q4 of next year information. So that's pretty awesome. So thank you for that, Brandon. No problem. Right. So as we talked about, this goes into something personal. SSN Lifestyle, is coming out. And that is something that I will talk with you about on another time. But the thing is, it's also trying to help people, and what you're doing helps people. And so are you tied in with any other companies? I mean, do you have any other partnerships that you guys are going to have besides the 1% rewards you have? But is there anything else? Like some of the cards or some other companies or even credit cards, they have like reward partners, so to speak. Do you guys have anything like that going on?
Yeah. So our card is 1% cash back on all purchases. We are building out. We're definitely building out partnerships with brands and other companies to where if you spend with them, you'll get even more cash back. Something like 2, 3, 4%, depending on the deal. And we want to make sure that we also build kind of with, I think, not outside of just travel and rewards, right? I think that space is really covered. So we want to do that as well, but also just like brands that people typically shop with on a day-to-day basis. So we're building that out as well.
Beautiful.
And those partnerships continue to kind of trickle in as we mature.
That's right. As you get the customer base, the more you have, the more things you'll be able to do. Okay. So I touched upon SSN Lifestyle. So here at Stop Struggling Now, we actually try to help people financially, right? Make money, invest, the whole 9 yards. And again, we pride ourselves here on the no guru zone. We don't charge for courses, just like what you're doing. It's simple. If you have a question, just ask. We'll give it to you. No reason to pay for it as far as I'm concerned. So let's get into some financials if you can tonight.
Okay.
This is what I'm referring to. We talked about it briefly personally, but I don't know if we can do it live. But investing in a company in Blacksteel, is that something we can talk about tonight?
But we cannot, because startups per SEC aren't allowed to publicly announce rounds when they start, right? So I can only announce a round in private to one-on-one individuals. I can't like blast, hey, we're raising X amount of dollars to everybody. It's actually not financially allowed.
Okay. Yet. All right. So that's off limits.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's all we'll say. I won't say anything more about that.
We can only announce when we close it, right? So like I could say, hey, we closed the round and we made X amount of dollars, but in the beginning they won't allow us.
Okay. All right. So there's rules against it. All right.
Yeah,
fair enough. Okay. All right, Brandon. Well, then that almost wraps it up here this evening. We don't have any other questions in the pipeline. So I want to thank you so much for being here and spending time with us this evening.
No problem.
All right. So thank you so much. And I'll be in touch with you.
Thank you guys for all your support. And I appreciate you
All
guys
right.
coming through.
That's right. And he's not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. The link is down below in the description. Make sure you sign up and get with this team right here at Blacksteel, because he's game changing the whole industry. Just talk to us in 2 years from now. Hopefully you'll come back on about a year from now, and then we'll see how far we've all come, right?
Yeah, I'm always happy to come back on.
All right. I appreciate it, man. I'll talk to you later.
No problem.
All right.
Later.
Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. You got the one-on-one with the CEO of Blacksteel. As far as I'm concerned, you know what he's doing. He's changing the whole industry with what he's trying to do here. This is like Stop Struggling Now, how we're trying to change things around here. You know, change the game, helping people out. Not because we need something from you like a credit check and a credit score, but we're going to actually just go by how much money you make. They're going to go by what's in your bank account, how much money you have going through your own personal bank account. You don't even have to link with them. It's a beautiful thing. I can't say enough how excited I am. And of course, that's why I was glad that we reached out to each other and he was able to come on tonight so you guys can actually hear it straight from his mouth, not from me. You heard it straight from the CEO, the founder of Blacksteel himself. And now you even know what's going to happen a year from now. So imagine if you can get in on the ground floor, so to speak, being one of the first 1,000 people that receives the card. And if you refer 10 people or more, that means you're going to get one of those metal cards, which is even better. So once again, download the Blacksteel software link so you can get on the wait list and sign up and refer at least 10 other people and get that metal card, which is a MasterCard. And you get to determine if you're going to pay within 30 days or 1 week or 2 weeks or 30 days. And then they report it as a revolving trade line. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen, revolving trade line, which helps with your debt utilization. This is almost like you have an ATM card, you use that card, you get nothing for it. Same thing this is working as. You use the card, and then what you should do is pay off what you just charged. That's it. Just like treat it like an ATM. And the beauty is they're going to have a mobile app. That mobile app, once again, is going to help you keep up with your income and expenses. Financial literacy help. I can't say enough. This is what's going to be needed in 2021 and beyond. Inflation is coming. The cost of goods and services are going to rise. Some people right now still pay monthly payments to something that they forgot all about that they were paying monthly payments for. So these kind of things that are coming out that's going to help every individual is major, and help boost and improve your credit score at the same time. Come on, where do you sign up, ladies and gentlemen? You sign up down below using the link in the description. All right, let's see. Wilson Koo says thanks for the info. So if Brandon's still watching or anybody in his crew, he's getting a thank you. Thanks, Brandon, from Victor Marrero with the icon. Tiffany Young, thank you, Brandon, for your time. Curtis Davis says thanks. Tiffany Young says nice work, Eric. Thank you so much. I humbly appreciate that. Thanks for the info from Wilson Koo. Smoking interview from Curtis Davis. Thank you so much, everybody. He is changing the game. That's it exactly, Wilson Koo. It's going to be a game over. The algorithm makes sense because cash flow rules, in my opinion, better than credit check. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we've been talking fintech for over a year now, ahead of the curve. 2021, what have you heard me talk about? Did I not say get your assets? Did I not say make sure you get those assets that pay us? Are you now seeing the future is about to unfold right before us? Because even though he's starting this out as Blacksteel, other companies are going to start doing the same thing. The traditional banks are going to start doing the same thing. You're going to need that cash flow. So now does get your assets in 2021 all year long my little mantra? Do you not understand what I'm saying? because the revenue that you have coming in will matter. Remember, when you're doing your business and you start a business and they're using your business revenues coming in to give you lines of credit, that's also what they are doing with personal. All right. You have revenues coming in. You have revenue coming in of $10,000 a month. You're in a top 1%er situation. That means your credit line is going to be higher. But again, you're going to have to pay off whatever you charge within 30 days. So again, this is the way of the world, the way of the future, because they're not going to want to take the liabilities. Why do you think Wells Fargo started closing personal credit lines and credit cards? This is what's happening in the world right now, and Blacksteel is ahead of the curve for the fintechs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, down below in the description, make sure you get your Blacksteel on the Blacksteel wait list. And then once you sign up with Blacksteel, you will have a referral code, just like you see down below. And then you tell your friends about it, because everybody who has a bank account 18 and over should be very, very, very interested in this. I can't say it enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's get into it. If you guys want to talk about anything else, you know what we do here. You can talk about anything you want to. All right, how about this? Somebody mentioned crypto. Curtis Davis mentioned crypto. You guys, have you noticed crypto has been going up 5%, 6% today? Ethereum? That's right. You should be holding some BTC and Ethereum, and I'm hoping you would be holding it on, Celsius Network or Nexo, where you're earning interest every day. Yeah, those links are down below in the description. How about stocks? Remember, Blacksteel was saying sometime maybe late next year that they might be linking to your investment accounts. That's right, and use your investment accounts for your to allow that to be used for a credit line or your credit limit. Ladies and gentlemen, that's very powerful. Down below in the description, free stocks from Robinhood and Webull. Down below in the description. In fact, some of you may not even invest in Robinhood and Webull in the stock market. Some of you may say, hey, I'm scared. I just want to set it and forget it. Let me give somebody $500, 1,000, 2,000, whatever, and let me put it in that account and let them manage it. Well, Wealthfront, down below in the description, use that link, use Wealthfront, and they'll manage your money for free, from $500 to $5,000 for free. You don't have to invest or pick stocks or anything. All right? So those are the game changers that's coming out, ladies and gentlemen. This sounds awesome. Thanks, Brandon from Vanessa, Gate. Welcome once again.